onto metals, nonmetals, and metalloids. So what I'm going to talk about is called metallic character. So things that have metallic characteristics. What are metallic characteristics? Well, that you should know. What are the properties of metals? They are generally solid. Almost all of them are solid at room temperature. They're shiny. They are malleable. You can hammer them into sheets. They are ductile, which means you can make them into wires. We usually kind of put malleability and ductility together. They are hard. They are very good conductors of electricity. That's why we use copper for wiring. They have a high density and they have high melting and boiling points. So these are all metallic characteristics. Okay. So something has a high metallic character, it falls under like all of these categories. Okay. Metals also have some specific chemical properties, and that is they have an electropositive character. That means they like to be positive things. They like to be cations. They have a very low electron affinity. They don't really want electrons. And they also have a low ionization energy because it's really easy to take electrons off of metals. Okay. They like to be positive. Metal salts in excited states like to give off light. They give off specific colors of light. This is something you will explore in lab. This is talking about metal salts is just an ionic compound, like NaCl is a metal salt because it's made with sodium, and it's salt because it's an ionic compound. Salt and ionic compound are kind of synonymous. Okay. Also, when you have a basic oxide, when you have a metal oxide, it's going to make something basic. So they have basic oxides. Calcium oxide, that's a metal oxide. When you put it in water, you actually get calcium hydroxide, which is super basic. See a little OH there. It has a high pH. So anytime you put a metal oxide, so something has been oxidized, like rusted, into water, you're going to get something basic. Okay, so these are all characteristics of metals. The opposite would be true for nonmetals. So what are the characteristics of nonmetals? Well, most of them are gases at room temperature. Some are liquids, some are solids. They're definitely not malleable and ductile. They are very brittle. They break. They have very poor conductors. Another word for that is insulators. They're not shiny. Most of them have low melting and boiling points. They have an electronegative character, meaning they like to be negative. So they have high electron affinities because they want electrons to come on. They want to be negative, and they become anions. So like the things over here are very electronegative as their chemical properties, and they make acidic oxide. So whenever you have this is right here a nonmetal, right? Sulfur oxide in water actually makes this is sulfuric acid, which is very acidic and very low. So those are non-metal characteristics, and these actually have a trend on the periodic table. Now we know if you follow the little stair step here, right? Everything to the left except for hydrogen is considered a metal. Everything to the right is considered a non-metal, and the things right on the stair steps are metalloids. So we can actually say that there's a trend there. To the bottom left, we are much more metallic, and to the top right, we are much more non-metallic. So that's where the trend goes. Bottom left is the way metallic character goes. So francium, again, our biggest element, we would assume has the most metallic character. So that is another trend we can see on the periodic table.